is time. It is time to brew your best beer. Brought to you by Beer Grains Supply Company, BrewTubers Online Brewers Club, Brew UK, Panhead Brewery, Tanner Ritchie, Finney's Homebrew Emporium, Brig Selv, Hackney Brewery, Hashigo Sake, Mangrove Jacks, Sprig and Fern Tavern, Yakima Valley Hops.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another SJPORR 2014 Challenge Review. Today we're moving on to stouts, and the label's got a little soggy from the humidity here, but this is the chocolate stout. Comes in 8.3 ABV, 49.2 IBUs. Let's see, in the malt grain bill here, they use 2-row Maris Otter chocolate malt roasted barley, Victory Malt Crystal 80, Crystal 40, and then in the boil they use unsweetened baking cocoa, Centennial hops, Challenger hops, and East Kent Golding, JA014 yeast. This is brewer number JA014US. Chocolate stout. Let's open her up and get into it. Little hiss, not too much. It's been sitting out for a little bit. Hoping that would warm it up some and get us some better carbonation coming off of it. A little smoke though. We'll see what happens in the pour. Oh yeah, really chocolatey, cloudy. You can see that. That would be most likely from the cocoa, the baker's chocolate in there. Oh yeah. But there we go. Alright, so this is a muddy beer. Definitely chocolate brown in color, not clear. And normally with stouts you can't tell, but this one is quite obvious. It's quite, it looks like a dark chocolate milk almost, a little bit hazy, a little bit cloudy, and that's all from cocoa from the looks of it. It's got a chocolate, a little bit of a light tan head, not real persistent. And it's a chocolate bomb on the nose, so I know this is going to taste pretty good, that's for sure. I'm going to go do my tasting, crunch some numbers, and I'll be right back. Alright, so for this beer, in the aroma, I got hints of chocolate, and there's a slight of vegetal aroma. It's from I think it's a combination of the hops, and I just looked, there's also raspberry in this beer. But yeah, not too bad. I'd like a little more of the chocolate or the raspberry, but yeah, it's definitely a fruit beer. It tastes, actually kind of reminds me of the blueberry one I made, the aroma-wise. For the appearance, like I said earlier, it's muddy brown in color, hazy from the cocoa. I'm assuming you use cocoa powder in there, and that'll happen with these. The head I put was a light tan head, but it faded quickly. And I noticed you put this under the category of an oatmeal stout. I didn't see any oatmeal in the grain bill, but if you do add some, I think it'll help greatly with that red head retention, even just like a half a pound. Flavor note. Like I said, let's see here. Dark chocolate notes, slightly vegetal flavor from the raspberry, and a mix of astringency from the dark malts. Really hard to get away from that astringency. The only 2 recommendations that I've ever gotten for that, and I'm really sensitive to it, so that's why I look into that. But 2 recommendations I had to help with that astringency is either use carafa malts, which have been dehusked, or don't put your chocolate malts in your mash until like the last 15 minutes, because really they don't, dark malts like that don't need to be in your mash for very long at all. So just 2 things to keep in mind there. As far as the mouthfeel, medium to heavy body, well carbonated, and it was a little slick on the finish, but fruit will do that, so not too bad. And all in all, it's a good beer. Some of the flavors were a little bit muted. Mostly the raspberry. I didn't even know it was in there until I actually looked a little bit more. But other than that, it's a good beer, and I'm definitely going to enjoy drinking this one. And good luck to you in the challenge. Cheers, and 17.